And good evening, everyone. Welcome to another exciting Saturday Night Wine Stream and another exciting episode of Drink with Rick. I'm Rick, and tonight we're going to we're going to do something a little bit different, and it's in preparation for the coming holidays, for Thanksgiving Day, which is coming up in this next week. I have some news about that as well. I hope you'll stick around so you can catch the news. But in the meantime, we have a Chardonnay tonight. This is a white wine, and you know how I feel about reds. I love red wines, but every once in a while I'll have a white wine, sometimes rosé. This one is a different white wine. This is a different Chardonnay altogether, and from what I've heard from the reviews, other people have said that, I don't know, it's mixed. I don't know what to make of this wine yet. I'm going into this with an open mind and an open bottle. And that's how I roll here. We're also going to review, a chocolate stout. I like chocolate, I like stouts. So we'll see if this one measures up to my palate. We'll see. We'll also have some other fun too. We've got some dad jokes and national days, of course, to toast. Now, this one's going to be a little bit of a shorter show tonight. I have another commitment to take care of this evening, so it's not going to be a super long show tonight. We're going to cut it a little bit short, but we're still going to have some fun. Let me see. I've got my notes. My notes are here. Good. I'll get to them. If you're joining me here for the first time or the 254th time, because this is the 254th episode of Drink with Rick on the Saturday Night Wine Stream. This is a stream of consciousness kind of show, and as I just mentioned, I have my show notes, and they're right here. Okay? But I don't follow them strictly. We go off the beaten path from time to time. We go off the rails every once in a while, because this is just a guide. It's just a guide. The show's not about me. The show is a little bit about the wine and the other libations. The show is really about you and me getting together on a Saturday night, nice, hopefully a quiet, peaceful Saturday night, just kicking back with our favorite libations, our favorite snacks, whatever they are, and just having a good time. Now, we just get in the chats. If you want to get in the chats, please, since we're live right now, I'll show you in just a moment where you can get in the chats. Just a couple ground rules. We don't talk about politics. We don't talk about religion on the show. We don't talk about things that are not family friendly. Okay, we keep it family friendly because we do have families watching from time to time. So want to do that. We want to do things that bring people together, that aren't going to cause any strife. We want to do, really promote a nicer, friendlier atmosphere on the show. That's what the show's about. It's to get online here and reconnect with old friends, meet new friends, and just have a good time. Just kicking back and relaxing. That's what the show's about. All right, so here is what you can, if you're watching live now, or if you want to watch live now, this is where you can get into the chats and chat with me live right here on the show. Let me pull that up here. There we go. We are live here. What did I do with it? Let me see. Oh, here we are. We are live here on our Facebook page. Our Facebook page is Drink with Rick. That's the Facebook page on Facebook. Odyssey, we're on Odyssey at Drink with Rick, ;7. Don't ask me why, but we are. Rumble, we're on Rumble, and you just have to type in Drink with Rick so you can find us on Rumble. Twitch is easier. Just go to Twitch and go to twitch.tv and go to Drink with Rick and the number 1, just all one word. Not to be confused with Odyssey, which is at Drink with Rick, and the number 7. This is just Drink with Rick and the number 1. YouTube is YouTube at Drink with Rick, and we're on X. We are live on X, at least the last time I checked a few minutes ago when I was setting everything up for the show. X.com is Drink with Rick, and we are verified on there, so it shouldn't be too difficult to find us. If you find a Drink with Rick on there and it doesn't have the verified badge, that's not me. That's not where we are. So get in the chats. I'm not really sure how the chats really work on X, but you can tweet me there or X me there or whatever it's called now. So and put your comments in. I'll respond in kind. Also, we are live on the website. The website, of course, is Drink with Rick, and I can tell you we're live on the website for a fact because, we are right there. We are live on the website for tonight's episode. Now, we don't have a live chat going there, but if you click on this, the title here for the show tonight, for tonight's show, and you scroll down a little bit, you can see a comment box. Leave a comment in the box, and I will return. We will read the comments on the next episode. I'll respond in kind. It won't be right away, but I'll read it on the next episode. So there you go. Also, you can, if you can't watch now, you can't watch later, you can pick up the podcast, the audio podcast. The podcast goes out at Monday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern. 10 p.m. Eastern on Monday nights. I do have a confession to make in that regard because I did not get last week's episode out this past Monday night on time, but we will be getting that one out. But as a general rule, they go out on Monday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern, and I'm going to try to get us back on track with that this coming Monday night. You can subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Blueberry.com, podcastindex.org, TuneIn, Deezer Radio, and RSS, and of course by email. Now, if you click on that button that says, those of you who can see it, that button that says by email, you'll get another page. You'll just put your email address in that little box there, and you'll get the latest episode of Drink with Rick as soon as it drops, and no salesman will call. It's just for the podcast. That's all it's for. And of course, if you want, you can like and subscribe and ring the bell and all that other good stuff on all those channels. It does help support the show. It really does. So you can like and subscribe and follow on all these venues. And also, if you can afford to do it, there's no hard and fast rule to do so. The show's free. But if you want to, you can buy me a coffee, or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 or 20 or whatever you want. Just click on Buy Me a Coffee there, and you can buy me a few. That helps to support the show. It doesn't really cover all the bills, but it does help pay for some of the wine sometimes, and for some of the prizes that we give away. Most of the time it really doesn't cover much of anything, because I usually spend a lot more than I plan on that. Now, I don't know why that says live feed interrupted, but we were going to try. There you go. I guess we got it back now. Okay, good. All right, so we are live everywhere that we can be live on 6 different platforms, and that's what we got going on there. All right, so let me show you the wine that we're going to drink tonight. Before I do that, let's check the chats. Let's get into the chats and see who's joining us online live. I've got to pull all that up here, and looks like we're good everywhere. Oh, that Island Hayes is in the chat on YouTube. Island Hayes says, "Hey Rick, great to see you," and it's always great to see you too. I really, really appreciate you being here, Island Hayes. We're gonna have some fun tonight. As I said, it's going to be a little bit of a short show tonight because I have a prior commitment, and I promised my wife I would not get out of the show late tonight. So I want to keep that commitment to her. And let me check on Odyssey, and let's see, everywhere else we're good. We're pretty much good everywhere. I don't know. Yeah, we're good on X. You know, we're We're on X, so that's all good. And on yeah, we got folks watching everywhere, so that I can see. So it looks like we're all set to go. All right, let me go ahead and, we might be lagging a little bit. I think we're lagging on Facebook. I don't know what the story is on that. For some reason, it seems to be lagging a bit. But if you're watching on Facebook, it looks like we're a couple of, we might be a minute or so behind on Facebook. So I'm not sure how that happened, because I started off all at the same time. Anyway, so let's go ahead and take a look at this wine that we have for tonight. Let me pull up the wine here. This is what we're going to review. This is a pumpkin spice Chardonnay. Now, as I said before, at the beginning of the show, I prefer reds, but I do like some whites, and I do like the buttery Chardonnays. I don't know what to make of this one. Pumpkin spice Chardonnay. It's supposed to taste like pumpkin spice, I suppose. So we're going to find out. We're going to find out. I have a couple of foods to pair it with. Let me show you what I've got to pair it with real quick on camera 3. Put it up there. Very simple. I have a little bit of steak there tonight, and that's the steak right there, and a chicken pot pie. That should go okay with a white wine. Chicken pot pie and some light, soft cheese there. That is the Colby Jack. I do like Colby Jack. Most of these are leftovers, of course, as they always are. That's the extent of my budget for this show. But here we are. All right, so let's get back to the wine for just a moment. And Ion Hayes, tell me what you're drinking tonight. Tell me how you're doing and how things are going on with you. Let me check the chats one more time. And hey, jump in the chats. Those on Twitch, watching on Twitch and everywhere else, just jump in the chat and say hi and tell me how you're doing. All right, so let me show you. Let me go back here to there we go. Let me show you this wine again, and I will show you the back of it as well. This is the front, and I don't really have I don't have a year. There's no vintage year on this thing, to be honest. So I'm not really sure what that's all about. I do have it chilling right here in the official Drink with Rick ice bucket, along with the beer that we'll have later. I decided to chill. It didn't specify to chill it or not to, because it's a white wine, a Chardonnay. I decided, I just took it upon myself to do that. So hopefully that'll enhance it somewhat, and it often does when you chill the wine. For some of these wines, it didn't say. I don't know. Maybe it has to be chilled or not. But I'm just playing it safe here tonight. And I had the opportunity. I remember to do so. So here's the front of the wine. Here's the back of the wine. And I'm going to read the back of the wine. It says, Pumpkin Spice Chardonnay. Indulge in the essence of autumn with our Pumpkin Spice Chardonnay, a harmony of nutmeg, cinnamon, and clove, with hints of buttery pie crust and a kiss of sweet cream. Like a freshly baked pumpkin pie, this delicious blend is the perfect way to celebrate the warmth and coziness of the season. It is produced and bottled by Second Story Wine Company in Greenfield, California. And there is 6.9% ABV in the 750 milliliter bottle, which is actually surprisingly low for a wine. Not all wines, but some. But check this out. If you look on the left side of that label, that back label, it has a nutrition facts label on it. Nutrition facts. Yeah, well, might as well read these. For a serving size, which is 5 fluid ounces or 148 milliliters, it has 5 servings per container. About 5, it says. Amount per serving, 135 calories. So this should add to my already rotund physique. Total fat, 0%, no sodium, 7% carbs, 14 grams of sugars, and no added sugars, and less than 1 gram of protein. And the percentage daily values are based on a 2,000 calorie diet. So that's what we've got going on there. All right, so that's the wine, and it should be a simple matter of opening it because it does not have a cork in it, so I don't need to decork it. I do, however, need to unscrew the cap, which I will do right now. And there it is, unscrewed. I will go ahead and use the aerator on it. Whoa, we had a little wine displacement, didn't we? Having a little displacement. Let's take care of that. Good thing I missed the keyboards on that. All right, so we had a little displacement, so it was pretty full, and it is pretty full. If you can look, let me pull up camera 2, or here we get a close up on this on camera 1 there. So you can see a little bit of water displacement there. Let me go to camera 2. That might be easier. Look at that. It's all the way full, right there. How about that? So it's wasn't quite expecting that, but there it is. All right, so let's go ahead and pour this. And of course, to hold the glass, I have the official Drink with Rick coaster. And to hold the grape nectar, I have the official Drink with Rick glass. This is the Galway, genuine Galway Irish crystal glass, given to me by my employers at buytwowayradios.com. So let's go ahead and pour a little bit of this into the glass. A little bit for starters. There we go. Oh, that's good. That's a fair amount. A nice color to this, by the way. It does have a nice color to it. It almost looks a little sparkling. You pull it up on close up on camera too. There we go. Almost looks a little bit like it's sparkling. Should I go this way? Let's go this way. There we go. Just a little bit, not much. I think there's something floating around in there, but it might be from the glass. Might have been from what was sitting in the glass. I don't know. It looks fairly clear otherwise. Okay. So, what we've got to do now, of course, is to do the swirl. Yes, the official swirl. So, to do the swirl, to conduct the swirl, I have my official Drink with Rick swirling music, which is, of course, more cowbell. More cowbell. Okay, we got the swirl going, and I think that'll be sufficient. All right, let's move this off to the side for just a moment, and we'll check the chats again, and then we'll learn a little bit more about this wine. Checking the chats just for a moment, and on Facebook we're good, and YouTube. And Island Hayes says, I'm sipping on a 2020, I gotta say it right. I'm sipping on a 2020 red blend from Earth Grown. I've also got a guava apple shine hard cider from Invictus Brewing Company in Blaine, Minnesota to try later. Well, that's guava apple shine hard cider. I'd kind of like to try that. That sounds pretty good. So you got a red blend from Earth Grown. Not really familiar with that label. Is it an organic? Is it more of an organic? Sounds kind of like an organic wine, which are great. I think they're healthier for you all the way around. But the guava apple shine hard cider. Oh, well, I like that. I'm gonna have to check that. Let me write that down. Okay, because I'm always looking for something new. And you know, everyone here in the chat has made a lot of recommendations in the past, and I've been able to find some of them. Guava apple cider. Shine, apple shine, hard cider. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. We're gonna be reviewing another cider in a couple weeks too, as a matter of fact. So maybe you can find one. Well, all right. Well, it sounds pretty good, Island Hayes. What are you having? Are you having anything to eat with it? Any snacks or anything like that? Sounds pretty good. Okay, so let's check Odyssey, and we're good there, and Rumble, and it looks like we're cool on Rumble right now. To be honest, I can't really see anyone posting on X right now because I can't get to there. I'm in the media studio right now, and I don't have access to the live. I'll see if I can fix that later. But all I can see is it's running in media studio on X. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go ahead and check out the wine. We're going to learn a little bit more about it. So what I did was I did some checking around. I did find this. I'll tell you where I found it. I found it at Trader Joe's. Okay, right off the bat, it's Trader Joe's. It's something that Trader Joe's has been offering. Now, if you're familiar with Trader Joe's, and especially if you're not familiar with Trader Joe's, let me tell you how things work over at Trader Joe's when they do the seasonal stuff. When they get to the fall, to the autumn season, they are really, really big on pumpkin. I mean, they really are. I mean, you go there and you will find pumpkin this and pumpkin that and pumpkin something else. You will find just about everything that you can think of with pumpkin, or a pumpkin version of it, or a pumpkin flavor of some sort. And as a matter of fact, do I have that? No, I don't have it. But one of my favorite Trader Joe's foods there around the season, and I look forward to it this time every year, is the pumpkin waffles. They have the frozen pumpkin waffles. It's kind of like the Eggo style waffles, but they're pumpkin waffles, and I love those things. Those are great. Unfortunately, this year they had a recall on those. I'd been eating them and I was fine, but in the middle of it, I bought a couple of boxes. My wife's been buying boxes of it for me, and I've been out on my own buying some, and I was eating them, and they were just fine. But then the recall announcement came through, and they were recalling all their waffles for a possible. I don't know, what was it, Listeria or something? I don't remember what it was. I think it was Listeria or something. Anyway, so we had to dump the ones we had, and they haven't had any more since. Because it is a seasonal item, it's pretty doubtful that they're going to get any more in for this season, which is very disappointing. However, having said that, I'm just glad they were on the ball and they were able to take care of that recall and get that done. Because you don't want anybody getting sick. I certainly don't want to get sick. So I'm glad they were all on the ball on that. So I appreciate it. Now, having said that, they have all kinds of pumpkin stuff there. So lo and behold, I'm walking through the wine aisle, and I find this pumpkin spice Chardonnay. And I don't think I've ever had a bad pumpkin product there. I mean, with the recall aside, but I don't think I've ever had a pumpkin. Let me put it this way. I don't recall that I've ever had a pumpkin flavored anything from Trader Joe's that I didn't like. And a lot of them I really loved. So I saw this sitting there and I thought, well, hey, why not? Why not? Right? I mean, that's exactly. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. So I said, okay, I have to buy a bottle of it. So I did. And it's been sitting here for a few weeks, waiting in the wings, for, so to speak, for me to open it up on this occasion, because this is the week. This is the weekend before Thanksgiving, and I thought, what better time to open this than the weekend before Thanksgiving? Except maybe the weekend of Thanksgiving, although Thanksgiving's not on a weekend this year. So I figured I better just go ahead and open it now. So that's what I did. But checking around online, here's the thing. Checking around online, I came across some mixed reviews. It has, on Vivino, for instance, it has a 3.2 star rating out of 48 ratings. And once again, this must be the first year they've come out with it, because I don't see a year on the vintage year on this bottle. And there doesn't seem to be one anywhere that I could find it. It looks like a fairly new item. Now, Vivino was saying that the median price here was $6.64. And that's not, and that was pretty close to what I paid for it. Not exactly, but I have the receipt here. I'll go over it in a minute. But I just skimmed through the reviews, and I'm a little concerned because it seemed like they were very mixed. Some people thought it was okay, and some people didn't really like it much at all. So I'm not really sure, but I'm going in this with an open mind once again. Reddit was really interesting because I read some reviews on Reddit, and it seems that folks on Reddit didn't seem to like it too much. So I don't know. So we'll see. I'm hoping this will be better than expected. And I think, it's a lot of it's a matter of personal taste anyway. But I will tell you what I paid for it, because I have the receipt right here. I paid for the 750 milliliter bottle of the pumpkin spice Chardonnay. I paid $6.99. $6.99 for it. So there you go. $6.99. That's what I paid for it. And let's hope that it's every bit as good as it should be, as I'm expecting it to be. So we're going to go ahead and give it a little bit of taste. Before I do that, let me get back to the chats for just a moment. Ion Hayes says the wine was pretty cheap, but it's strong. Just some leftover pizza for a pairing. LOL. The red blend. There are a lot of red blends that that'll work pretty good with a pizza. It's kind of hard to mess up a pairing with a good red wine and pizza, or a halfway decent red wine and a pizza. I've had some red wines that I didn't even really care for too much, but when you mix it in with a pizza, that seems to fix it a lot of the time. Not always, but a lot of the time. So sounds pretty good to me. All right, so let me check what else we got going on here in the chats. All right, well, it looks like we're good to go. So let's go ahead and give this a little bit of a whiff, and then we'll give it a little bit of a taste. So here we go. Okay, now that smells pretty good. Now here's the thing. They were saying that there was nutmeg and what was it, cinnamon and nutmeg and what else was in here? Clove. Now see, some people don't like cinnamon, some don't like nutmeg, some don't like clove, or any combination thereof. There are some. So maybe some of those reviews were because they don't like those particular flavors. I happen to like all three, and I happen to love pumpkin pie, so this does kind of smell like a pumpkin pie because I could smell all three in here. I could smell a mix of a little hint of cinnamon and a little bit of clove, but I'm getting and it does smell like a little bit like a sweet pumpkin flavor. Yeah, it's what else did they say was in here spice-wise? Yeah, I definitely smell the nutmeg. I definitely do that. Let's give it a taste. I have to give it another taste. I'm not really sure because it's sweeter than I would like. I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be a dry wine at all, but it's a little bit sweeter than I prefer from my taste. Like the wine we had last week, I really didn't finish that wine, to be honest, after the show. It was just a little bit too sweet on the tongue for me. This is kind of the same way in terms of it's a little bit sweet. It's not sickeningly sweet, but it tastes a little bit more like a dessert wine. but I'm definitely, it does kind of taste like a pumpkin pie to me. And some of the reviews I read, some people thought it was nasty. Some people, they didn't say nasty, but they thought they didn't like it. Some people said they weren't even going to finish the glass. To me, it's a dessert wine. I wouldn't drink a whole bottle of this myself. I think it would give me a headache. But I could drink this as a dessert wine. Could have a glass of this. I don't have a problem. I think it's decent. It's a fairly decent wine. Now, yeah, it is. It does taste like a kind of a pumpkin pie dessert wine. Having said that, I was expecting to be able to pair the Chardonnay with the foods on the plate. Under the circumstances, because it really does taste more like a dessert wine, I don't know that I can really do that. Well, I mean, we can give it a try. We'll give it a try, but I'm not expecting this. And see, there's camera 3. If you're looking at camera 3 there, as I am, I don't know. Let me see what we have to figure out what I can pair it with. It would have to be. I don't think this would not go with the steak. I'm just saying right now, this is not a steak wine. It would not pair with the steak. The cheese, I don't know, but I don't think this is really a cheese wine anyway. But this right here, the chicken pot pie, maybe. I don't know, maybe. Let's try a little bit of it and find out. Let's try it with the chicken. I'm not that brave yet. Let me try it with the crust. I'll try with a little piece of the crust. And this crust is a gluten-free crust, by the way. This was gluten-free. Well, not bad either. And it's not like a pumpkin pie crust. It's a chicken pot pie crust. That's why I said I think this is a safer thing to try it. Although, let me see. I don't think this is really a pairing kind of wine. I could take a chance on the cheese. Let me see. Clearing the palate here a little bit. Let's go back to camera 3 for a moment. All right, let's try it with a piece of cheese. I want to try a little piece of cheese, small piece of cheese. Let me see. I don't know about cheese with this kind of wine. I tell you. I don't think this is a cheese pairing kind of wine. Just in my personal opinion. That's just my personal opinion. This is really dessert. Now, could I have this with a pumpkin pie? Yes. I would. I could. I think this would pair with a pumpkin pie. I think this would pair with a couple of different kinds of pies, with desserts, maybe maybe some holiday cookies or something like that. Food, though, I don't. It's not a food. I don't think this is a food pairing kind of wine. I think this really is a dessert wine, is what it is, and I think I'm going to stick with that. Unfortunately, on this plate, I don't have any desserts tonight. I wish I did, but I don't. So, there you go. Fortunately, though, we have a beer. So maybe I can pair the beer up with something. Of course, considering the type of the beer it is, chocolate stout, I don't know. We'll see. But I think that'll do it for the pairing on this one. Okay. This is not really a cheese kind of wine, to be honest. Okay, let's get back to the chats for a minute. Alan Hayes says, before I forget to mention it, I sent a package your way. I hope you don't mind. Well, no, I don't mind. It's just that I'm not really sure where you sent it because the address that I had before, and I had to explain this to JCon, the package that I sent, the packages I sent out before, the return addresses on those, that return address is expired because they moved the facility moved away, and the new facility was a little bit too far out, and then they lost some of my mail over a 2-3 month period, and so I'm searching for another address to use, another box to use when I'm shipping things out. So I'm not sure what address you use, but I gave a temporary address to JCon for shipping stuff to me, but it was really just a temporary address. It's not something that I can generally receive things from most of the time. Ion Hay says, JCon did let me know you had changed it, so I should have the right one. Well, temporarily, I guess it should be okay, but I wouldn't rely on it too much because that's a work address. So, and I'm not there some of the time because I work at home several days a week. So I don't know, but I'll be on the lookout for it. But I really appreciate it. I really do appreciate it, Island Hayes. But I will be on the lookout for it, and I'll let them know over there that something's coming my way. Anyway, so let me check the other chats. By the way, speaking of things that are being shipped out, JCon and Ion Hayes and Ed, I don't know if Ed, you on Facebook? Oh, Ed is in Facebook. There you go. Ed is in Facebook right now. Ed says, hi, Rick. Got in from seeing a foul Thanksgiving play. Done for laughs, but warm and dear at the end. That sounds like fun. A foul Thanksgiving play. You know, speaking of foul, I know I'm going on different directions here because I was going to mention something else. Speaking of foul, I had heard the other day that, and it has nothing to do with foul, but it just reminded me of Chicken Run. Foul reminds me of Chicken Run, especially during this time of the year. But I had heard the other day that they were coming out with another Wallace and Gromit movie pretty soon. That's what I've heard. Tom Antio told me about it the other day, and I'm like, oh, that sounds like fun. Because I love Wallace and Gromit. And, of course, it's the same company that did Chicken Run and Chicken Run 2, so I don't know why. I don't know. Now, like I said, that's where my train of thought goes, just right off the rails. Had nothing to do with foul, actually, except foul reminded me of foul, F-O-U. Ed was saying F-O-U-L, and I was thinking F-O-W-L, which reminded me of Chicken Run, which reminded me of Wallace and Gromit, which actually, and there are no chickens in that. So there you go. There's my train of thought, right off the rails. So what was I going to say for that? I forgot. I had something else I was going to mention. That it's gone now, just out the window. But Ed's great to see you here, by the way. Oh, that's what it was. Now you reminded me back of that. The items, the book and coaster holders that you guys won last time, that you all won last time, Ion Hayes and JCon and Ed. I've had a little bit of delay shipping those out in the last couple of weeks, but I've got everything just about ready now, and they should be going out this week. I should be sending them out this week, hopefully just right after the Thanksgiving holiday, maybe before. I'm going to try and get it out before the Thanksgiving holiday, so you all should be receiving those very shortly, and I appreciate your patience on that, by the way. let's see, what else? Oh, that I have on the agenda. Okay, so we're going to do the National Days. That's what it's time for, right? Yes, time for the National Days. And not a whole lot going on the National Days, but we are going to open that chocolate stout. And I think, well, we can toast with this. Why not? Let's go ahead and toast with this, and then we can open the chocolate stout. So we'll toast the National Days. I just have to go easy on it because it is a little bit of sweet wine, and I don't want to overdo it tonight. And I promised my lovely wife Chi that I wouldn't, and I also promised her that we're going to end the show a little bit early tonight. So I want to keep my promise on that one. So here in the National Days, let's get the National Days set up to go. All right. The National Days. Let me pull those up. By the way, these are all courtesy of nationaldaycalendar.com. National Day Calendar is Marlo Anderson's website. He is the CEO and curator of these National Days. Marlo, appreciate it. Thank you very much. And here are the National Days for November 23rd, 2024, which is today, for another hour and 15 minutes. This thing keeps slipping off of me. I don't know why. Another hour and 15 minutes. I don't know. This is a new one. I only had this a few weeks, and I have so much trouble with it. This earpiece. Okay, so November 23rd is... You ready for this one? I'm not ready for it. Look at that. I got to pull up the photos. It's National Espresso Day. That's right. Today is National Espresso Day. So... I just want to say that's, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like espresso. I like a good espresso. So today being National Espresso Day, I will drink to that. Here's a National Espresso Day. You know, I really should drink. I should have an espresso. I should have made an espresso here. We've never made an espresso on the show. Coffees, yes. I don't have an espresso machine. And I don't have the budget to buy one just for the show, so sorry. But we'll toast it again. How about that? Here's the National Espresso Day. All right. It's also, believe it or not, it's also National Cranberry Day. Now, I had photos of cranberries, but I thought, this is a kind of traditional photo of cranberries floating in a pond when they're being harvested. So there's a photo of some cranberries, and for National Cranberry Day, and I don't think I have anything for that, do I? I don't know. I like cranberries. Who doesn't like cranberries? Some people don't like cranberries too much, but a lot of people do. And let me tell you something about cranberries. They I'm not telling anybody here something they don't already know, I'm sure. But the thing about cranberries is that they go great with various cocktails. You can put these things in various. As a matter of fact, I was at a wedding. I wasn't in the wedding. I was at a wedding a couple of weeks ago, and I wasn't in it. I was just there attending the wedding, and they had a cocktail hour before we went in to dinner for the reception. This was after the wedding ceremony, and they mixed up. I went up there, and there were people walking around with drinks, all kinds of stuff with rum and what else did they have there? They had a lot of different drinks here, but I said, well, I saw somebody there that looked like it had. They were holding a drink with some grenadine, and I didn't ask him what the drink was, but I asked the bartender, like, well, I kind of like to have something like that, and she said, well, then you probably want this, and they picked up a coconut rum and mixed it with cranberry juice, rum and cranberry juice. And I said, well, okay, why not? So I tried that, and it was actually quite good. I had it on the rocks. It was really, really good. Enjoyed it. And I would have gotten a second one, except I was going to be driving later that evening, so I figured one was my limit, and then I was going to stick to water for the rest of the evening, for the dinner and everything. So that's what I did. But I rather enjoyed that. That was pretty good with cranberries. Anyway, here is to National Cranberry Day, or National Eat a Cranberry Day. Now, I did not eat a cranberry. I drank a cranberry. I did. I drank a cranberry.
Yeah.
So there you go. So here's the National Eat a Cranberry Day. I'll drink to that. It's also, believe it or not, it's also National Cashew Day. That's right. And to celebrate National Cashew Day, I don't have any cashews. I should have. Actually, you know what? We might have cashews in there. I didn't even think to bring one up. I didn't bring up any cashews for the show, but I have a picture of cashews, and I'm showing it right now. So here is to National Cashew Day. I will drink to that. I like cashews. Actually, Jaycon sent me some nuts, and I think they were. Where are they? I don't want to open them this week. I was going to try them this week. They're maple mixed nuts. There might be cashews in here. I think there are. There's some cashews in here. Maple mixed nuts. I could open this now, but because Jaycon sent it over to me, I want to wait till I think he's going to be here next week, or he's going to be in the show next week, and we'll open it up and I'll try him out then. How about that? I'm just saving him for next time he's here. So, and I appreciate it, Jaycon, by the way. Ed says it's hard not to think of fowl, F-O-W-L, when you think of Thanksgiving. This is very true. And Ed says, good to hear about new W&G film, Wallace and Gromit film. Have you followed Shaun the Sheep too? I do like Shaun the Sheep. The thing about I have seen Shaun the Sheep, or portions of it, and I don't follow it as much as I do with some of the Wallace and Gromit films, but it's still clever, and I love the animation. There's something about claymation that's just I have a particular adoration for. It's a lot of work doing that sort of thing, and I really enjoy it, and there's something about the look of it. I think that, and if you are familiar with what goes into making a clay, I know Ed is, but for everyone else, if you're not familiar with what goes into making a claymation film, it's a lot of work. It really is. I've dabbled in a little bit of clay animation myself, and it is an incredible amount of work. It takes a lot of patience, but so I have a particular appreciation for claymation, as I do with some other types of animation, like the Puppetoons and things like that, because I know just what goes into some of that. All right, let's see. Island Hayes says, let me catch up on this one. Island Hayes says, I'm sorry. It said possible delivery date by Tuesday, but I'll be more diligent in the future. Oh, no, it's okay. No, no worry about it. Island Hayes says, no worries, bro. Just happy to receive it at all, brother. Take your time and enjoy the holiday. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. By the way, Island Hayes says, oops, too many bros. I think the wine is working. Hey, no problems there. And anyway, here is to Island Hayes. How about that? I'll drink to that. So, where was I? Okay, National Days. So we've got National Cashew Day. Did I drink to that? I did. I think I did. We'll do it again. Let's all drink to National. Everyone who has a glass, if you don't have one, go get one. Preferably one that's full with your favorite libation, whatever it is. So I'll drink to National Cashew Day. I'll drink to that. All right. It's also, and I don't have a photo for this, but it's also National Adoption Day. National Adoption Day. And I thought I had something here for that. Did I have anything from National Day Calendar on that? But from what I was reading from nationaldaycalendar.com, that National Adoption Day, the Saturday before Thanksgiving, has to do with the appreciation for adopting a kid who, orphan, or, there's so many children out there who don't have families, especially in this time of the year when everyone's with their families, and family is really a focus and so much important. And there's so many kids that don't have their families or have lost their families, and it's important to think of them. So here's the National Adoption Day. I will drink to that. National Adoption Day. Let's go ahead and do November 24th, because it's going to be today. That's Sunday, but it's going to be today in another hour and 6 minutes. So let's go ahead and toast November 24th. There's only one to toast, but what a national day it is. Oh, wait till you see this. Why are we toasting this? Yes, it is National Sardine Day. Believe it or not, it is National Sardine Day. Yes. Well, it is. Oh, boy. Okay, it is National Sardine Day. For real, apparently. Whatever that means. Okay. I think we've had enough of that. Alright, a National Sardine Day. Oh, why not? I'm not big on sardines, I'm just big. But here we go. Here's a National Sardine Day. I'll drink to that. Okay, National Sardine Day. That laugh went way too long. It didn't deserve a laugh like that, but I was just overwhelmed with National Sardine Day. I just couldn't stop it. I just had to let it go. All right, well, I guess it does it for the national days. This is what we're drinking once again. Pumpkin spice Chardonnay. It's okay. It's not bad. I don't think I can drink much more of this though, because I don't know why I poured anymore, but I can't really drink much more of it because it's a little on the sweet side, and it does kind of taste like a pumpkin pie, and I love pumpkin pie, but this is a really dessert wine. This is not a drink with a meal kind of wine, in my personal opinion. So it's all right, but I wouldn't try to pair it with that. You can pair it with desserts, and that might be fine with a pumpkin pie. It seems to match up with that okay, I'm pretty sure. Or some pumpkin spice cookies or gingerbread cookies. It might work with the gingerbread cookies, and I don't have any of that here. Wish I did, but I don't, so we're not going to do that. All right, so let's go back to Facebook for a minute. And yes, I like Shaun the Sheep. Ed? All right, let's see what else we got here. Everything else quiet here in Twitch, and on the other Rumble's kind of quiet tonight. We got folks watching everywhere. All right, it looks like Facebook and YouTube is where things are happening. Alan Hayes says minnows and salt. That's pretty much. Yeah, that's pretty much what sardines are. Minnows and salt. I would agree with that. So I had something else here. What did I have here? That was it was this. By the way, that okay, the cat and the dog, those are mine. I shot those myself. The cat's not mine, but the videos. The dog's ours. That's Amber. Amber the dog. That really is Amber. So, in fact, every once in a while, I just like to put on Amber just 'cause she's there. All right. Anyway, we've got that covered. So let's go ahead and you can drop your dad jokes in there if you want tonight. The chocolate stout. That's what we've got coming up here. So, and like I said, I'm gonna have to close this up a little early tonight. But let's go ahead and open the chocolate stout. And this is what we got for the chocolate stout. Let me pull up the photo for that. The beer. 4042 chocolate stout. This is from a brewery called Deep River, and let me pull up the Deep River information on here for just a moment. I think I still have it here, don't I? Yes, I do. Deep River Brewing Company. So, and they've got some interesting. Deep River's based in North Carolina. From where I am, and let me see. We're going back to camera one. There we go. Let me pull it out of here first because it's in the official Drink with Rick. I did chill this. The official Drink with Rick ice bucket, and there it is. But this is also a very, very interesting one. I think both of these are beer, not wine. The ale that we had the other week was a week before last. I think it was a raspberry. Was it the raspberry? The cherry? No, it was the cherry, and that was pretty good. And then I tried one. Let's see, another one that was not quite so good. Oh, the one we had last week was the rainbow sherbet. That was the rainbow sherbet, and I thought that it was a little weird, but it was okay, but it was not my favorite. But this I'm hoping will make up for that. This is the chocolate stout. Let's go back to that photo there, and of the mead. The chocolate stout. I'm reading. Yeah, I do have some mead here, but I don't have it. For this week. It's going to be for another week. We did have some mead last week. That's and that there's a story on that one actually, but I'm not going to go into it right now. Anyway, so that's the front of the beer, the can. Here's the back of it, and I'm going to read the back of this chocolate stout. It says 4042 chocolate stout is a tip of the hat to the old days in Johnston County. This once dry county is home to the intersection of I-40 and NC-42, which is considered the crossroads of Johnston County. Thanks to the repeal of Prohibition, we are able to transport our beer all over the old North State. Vanilla beans, milk sugar, which is lactose, and cocoa nibs from our friends at Videri Chocolate come together to make this stout a one-of-a-kind. Raise your can in honor of your beerdom. Raise your can in honor of your beerdom, or beer freedom. That's what they call it, beerdom. To drink this beer in any season. And it says drink unseasonably. And this is from Deep River Brewing Company. DeepRiverBrewing.com is the website if you want to go check it out. I have it pulled up here as a matter of fact. And there is 6.5% ABV in this 1 pint, 16 fluid ounce can from Clayton, North Carolina. So that's what this beer is about. So let's go ahead and try it. I'm excited to try this because I like chocolate. I like stout beers, and hopefully this should be a good one. Let me get rid of that lower third there for just a second. Okay, well, and there we go. All right, that's better. Let's go ahead and pour some of this in here. Give it a nice head. There we go. Ooh, I think I gave it too nice of a head. Whoop, there we go. Ooh. Yeah, Well, okay, so good thing I have, and I did not put it on a drink with a coaster, which is what I should have done, because had I done so, it would not be quite as much of a mess, right? And that's why these coasters are so handy to have and so great to have. And right now I'm a little low on them, but each of you who are getting one of those book holders, you're getting a coaster with that as well. All right, so we have the beer. Whoa, wow, look at that. That is definitely a stout looking beer. Let me pull it up, camera. Where am I here? Let me pull up camera 2. There we are. Because I can get a really good, because it's a more of a 4K kind of camera there. Look at that. Is that a beautiful dark stout beer? If if you don't like dark beers, if you don't like stouts, and sorry, but it does look beautiful to me. I like these dark beers. That is a nice, really, really dark beer that has a nice head on it. Looking forward to trying this, and I can smell it from here. It smells kind of chocolatey from here. So let's we'll give it a little bit of a whiff. Smells like stout beer with chocolate in it. What did this thing say? It said, you know what, I've got the website pulled up. Let me pull up the information they have on it. I'm reading this from the Deep River website right now, by the way. It says 4042, well, that's basically what's on the beer. It says it's named after intersection NC 42 and Interstate 40, which is known as the artery of Johnson County. It is, now here's about the beer. It is a milk stout brewed with cocoa nibs from Videri chocolate in downtown Raleigh and infused with fresh vanilla bean to give it a smooth finish. Okay, now that sounds that sounds really cool. That sound, yeah, it does sound really cool. I like that. It sounds good to me. Let's give it a taste.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Oh, wow. How did you do that again? Yeah, it is really cool. Actually, I hit the wrong button. Actually, the one I really wanted to hit was this one.
I like it. Yeah, really neat.
That's what I wanted to hit. This is definitely stout beer. Little on the bitter side, just a little bit. Well, wow, I can taste the vanilla bean in this, and I can taste the chocolate. And I have to be very careful. They don't overdo this because this is a beer, high carbonation beer, so it's good. I like it. So far, so good. I do like this beer. Now this is a little heavy on beer wise, but let me see if I have my beer tasting notebook here. No, I don't have it here, do I? It's not with me in front of me. But it's it's definitely a heavy stout beer. But I like that. This is one of the kind of beers that I like. Very rich, almost a little bit of a coffee flavor to it. Almost, it's a slight, but I really like this. Definitely, this one's a winner. I like this beer. Whoa. I could probably pair it. I could probably pair it with the steak, but the steak's too cold now on camera 3. But I could do this. Oh, yeah, I got this for the autumn. This is also from Trader Joe's. I've been eating these things. Tortilla chips, Trader Joe's fall leaf tortilla chips, and I like these things. But I could have these, and they're a little salty, so this could go pretty well with this brew. They're also They're also quite crunchy for the ASMR crowd. For those who like the ASMR aspect of the show, and you've told me so before on numerous occasions, this is for you. Oh yeah. I have a couple more of these. These are pretty good. They look like fall leaves. I could eat these all day, but it's not good for me. I'm just gonna crunch them up. Is this annoying or what? One more. My last one. I promise. Okay. Unless you all say otherwise. And I hope you do. Because I like to eat some more. Yeah, I could have this with. Yeah. Not bad. Okay, so before I have my next meal, let's go ahead and I like the beer. It's very good. So Ed says, I love how Sean got his name. He's talking about Sean the sheep now. I love how Sean got his name. Wallace's shearing machine had just shorn the sheep, and Wallace thinks the sheep is likable and says, we'll call him Sean. And Wallace pronounced Sean like shorn. That's right. Ed says, shorn Sean shivers without his wool, so they knit him a sweater from his own wool to keep him warm. You know, I had to say that very carefully. I had to say it very carefully because it was easy for me to mix that. Let me see if I can. I can't say that 3 times fast, especially after all this. Shorn Sean shivers without his wool. Oh, okay, that's not bad. She sells seashells down by the seashore. How about that? Hey, I did it. All right. Well, let's see if I can still do it after I finish this beer. Probably not a good idea. Okay, so.
No.
Anyway. So I would give the beer, the wine. Okay, the beer I really like. So I have to say that I give the beer. I'll have to give the beer a hole in one.
Oh, there you go. Oh, wow, that's a good one.
It is. I like it. I like the beer very much. I hope there's some more left. Now, here's the problem I run into when I go down to Trader Joe's. It's like sometimes I buy these things like several weeks ahead of time, as much as like 6 weeks ahead of time. And so by the time I get to them all to review on the show, and I go back to Trader Joe's thinking, I really like this. I want to get some more. They're gone. They're all gone because they're generally, most cases, they are seasonal items, or they're one-offs, and then I go back and I want to get some more of this, and then I can't ever get them. This has happened on numerous occasions. As a matter of fact, one of the more notable occasions was in last season, or was it the season before, I reviewed a wine called Saltram, and I had bought 2 bottles of it. And I was taking a chance because usually I just buy 1 bottle for the show because just in case I don't like it, then I don't have to. I'm not out anymore. I just don't buy anymore. But I just happened to buy 2 bottles of it that time. And I reviewed the one on the show, and I really, really liked the wine. It was really good. So I went back to Trader Joe's right after that to buy some more, and unfortunately, it was gone. Yeah. So, and I couldn't get any more. I was not going to be able to get any more because it was a one-time buy. They apparently, what happened was, as the story goes, Trader Joe's, they had bought about 30 cases, or 30, I think there was like 30 cases or something, that they split up among their stores, and they got it on a special deal. It was like a $30-$40 bottle of wine or something. They got it for a special deal, and they sold them. I think the wine. I think I got mine for like $9.99 or something. But they split them up across the stores, and I think each store only got like a few cases. That was it, and. Or maybe it was 300 cases. I think it was 300 cases. I think every store got got like 10 cases or something. And so I did not know that it was just a one-time only deal. So I went back and I was so disappointed. So I still have the other bottle. I have not opened the other bottle yet. I'm saving it for a very special occasion because I like the wine that much. All right, so Ed says she sells seashells on the seashore to seasick sailors and shell-shocked soldiers. Did it again. Thank you, Ed. I'm not done with the beer yet, of course. I think I'm on the game. I'm on my game tonight. How about that? In spite of everything. All right, let's check and see what we got here on Twitter and Twitch. And looks like we're good there. And Island Hayes says, that stout is just about as dark as beer gets. I can almost taste the coffee notes. I'll tell you, I can too. There are some slight coffee notes. So, and as stouts go, you're right though. You're absolutely right. It's about, and now the lights. The lights can kind of fool you here with the cameras, because cameras can make things darker. Like some of the wines that we've reviewed. I'll review a wine. I'll say, well, it's kind of medium bodied. It's like light bodied, but on camera it kind of looks medium bodied. And I'll say, oh, it's medium bodied, and on camera it looks very, very full bodied, and maybe looks a lot bolder than it is. And that's the case because of the lights here in the studio, and the way they're angled down, and the way the camera picks everything up. But in the case of this beer, what you see is what you get. I mean, this is. I'm looking at the wrong camera. I'm showing. That's. Look at the wrong camera. This is the camera I want to be on. Okay, so I'm on that camera, and I'm looking at this one. So anyway, what you see in this case, what you see is actually what you get. It really is that dark. So it really is very, very stout. So I recommend this beer if you can find it. I recommend it. Now I don't know if this brewery, Deep River Brewery, says they can ship pretty much across North Carolina. I don't know if they can go outside North Carolina or not. If you're not in North Carolina, I don't know, but within the state, you should be able to get it, or if you're over the state line, either way, if you're in Virginia or Tennessee or South Carolina or somewhere, you should be able to just drop in and pick one up, I guess, if you can try to find a. It's not just in. Trader Joe's had it. This is where I picked it up. And by the way, I forgot to mention what I paid for it because I have the receipt right here. What did I just do with it? I have the receipt for it. It's, was this the right one? No. I need the other one. Here we go. This one, Trader Joe's. I paid for this pint of the 4042 chocolate stout. I paid, where is it? Right here. $2.75. I paid $2.75 for this wine. So there you go. A decent price, very, very decent price, and especially so because the last one that we tried that I purchased was $4. It was a different one. I think it was that rainbow sherbet one. It was $4 a can, I think, and it was not all that great, in my opinion. This, though, I could drink. I'll go. I hope they have some more. I'm gonna have to go down there tomorrow. to the local Trader Joe's, and hopefully they still have some more of this left. Because if they do, I'm buying it. There you go. All right, so I guess that pretty much has most of the show packed away. Did we cover everything we're going to cover here? Pretty much. I mean, I'm going to give you the final review. Oh, also Thanksgiving special. Okay, got the final review of the wine. By the way, I was looking for some fall jokes, but oh, by the way, what did you think of the daylight savings time change? I forgot to mention that last week or a couple weeks ago. I was going to ask you what you think of the daylight savings time change. I figure that might bring up about a big debate, but and once again, I really don't. At this point, I don't know if it really matters whether they stick to one or stick to the other, but I wish they'd just stick to something and be done with it. Maybe split the difference, maybe half an hour or something. Now there's an idea. For those who like daylight savings time, for those who don't, just split the difference and say, hey, let's move the clocks back or forward a half an hour and just be done with it. And that's our time. I don't know. It's probably not a solution at all, but I'm just saying I just can't go through this back and forth for daylight savings time. And it's what I heard someone else say not too long ago. Daylight savings time is the government cutting off the bottom of a blanket and sewing it to the top and saying it's longer now. You know what I mean? So. But really, I don't know if I mind going back to daylight savings time in the end, as long as they just stick to it. Because with inflation, the hour will only be the only thing I've saved all year anyway. So that's a Victor Borg joke. Yeah. Where's my rim shot? There you go. So. Anyway, I've been working 24/7 to come up with a joke about daylight savings time. So far, I haven't worked out too well for me tonight. Anyway, so what do you think about the return to regular time? I'm curious what you think about it. You can email me at rick@savoymedia.com with your thoughts, because I'm going to hold on to those and the next week we'll talk about that some more, maybe, if we get enough comments on it. Or maybe not at all, because I think we're kind of... Whoa, look at that. The squirrel. It's Roadkill Bill. He's waiting over here. Anyway, so I think we're getting towards the end of the show here. So I have two things. I want to give the final review of the wine. This is what we're drinking tonight. This is the pumpkin spice Chardonnay. It is, fortunately for me, it's only 6.9% ABV, and it does taste like a kind of a pumpkin pie. I can taste the nutmeg. I can taste the clove in it, and some people don't like clove, and that's probably why some of them don't like this wine too much. I don't really have a problem with it. It's got nutmeg and clove and cinnamon, a mix of that, which is basically what you find in a good classic pumpkin pie. But this is a dessert wine. This is not a wine to serve with a meal. I was thinking at first that I could serve it with a Thanksgiving dinner, and I thought maybe I'll bring some turkey up here tonight, but yeah, this is really not a Thanksgiving dinner type of wine. This is kind of a wine that I think you could open after Thanksgiving dinner. So I can go with that. $6.99 at Trader Joe's if they still have it. And it's okay. I mean, it's okay. It's a little on the sweet side. If you don't like the sweet wines, you might not like this too much. And if you don't like any of those, the cinnamon, nutmeg, and clove flavors in there, you might not like it too much. But if you do like a good pumpkin pie, You might like this, but once again, this, I would say, use it as a dessert wine. Drink it as a dessert wine, not the main not for the main fare. All right. The beer, which I still showing the back of it here. Let me show the front of it again. The 4042 chocolate stout, I really like. This was a really nice beer. It still is, because I still have some left, and I'm probably going to finish this one. This is really good, and this is from Deep River Brewing, as I mentioned earlier, in North Carolina. So it's local. It's brewed in a local brewery. So I don't know if you can get it or not if you're not local, but if you can, I recommend it. I think if you like a good stout beer, this is pretty good. And by the way, these chips are good too. These fall leaf chips from Trader Joe's also. I did promise I wouldn't munch on any more right now, so unless you want me to, but it's all right. Ed says, glorious pronunciation. Bravo. Well, thank you, Ed. I appreciate it. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to keep this up with the beer. Well, fortunately, the wine is about half of the ABV that the wines that we normally try, so I think I was able to. Didn't hit me too much, so that's good. All right, so I think we're going to wrap it up tonight. There is one announcement. I have one more announcement to make before we close the show. This coming Thursday, which you know is Thanksgiving Day 2024. This coming Thursday, Thanksgiving Day 2024, we're going to have a 1-hour special. This is the annual Drink with Rick Thanksgiving. This is going to be a Drink with Rick Thanksgiving, and I hope you'll join me for that. It's going to be a 1-hour show. It starts at 8 p.m. From 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Please join in. Traditionally, what I do is I open a wine that we can serve with a traditional Thanksgiving dinner, review that, and maybe try it, pair it with some Thanksgiving food, and we just sit back and reflect on all the things that we're thankful for and our appreciation for everything and what Thanksgiving means to us and our families. So I hope you join me for that this Thursday. This would be the, what is that? What's the date on that? It's the 28th, right? This coming Thursday, November 28th, 2024, for a Drink with Rick Thanksgiving. So there you go. All right, well, I want to thank everybody for being here with me tonight. I want to thank my good friend Ed. Thanks for being here. And also for this Alan Hayes, thank you for being here as well. And everyone else who is watching who did not join into the chat, don't be afraid to do that and just say hi. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate each and every one of you. And now I think what it's time to do is to bring out the official mascot of Drink with Rick on the Saturday Night Wine Stream. And he is none other than your friend and mine. I gotta give him a nice welcome here, don't I? He's Roadkill Bill. Yes, it's Roadkill Bill. Roadkill Bill gets some applause, doesn't he? I think he does. Roadkill Bill, who has a very special message for each and every one of us. And the message is, please do not drink and drive. Drink in the comfort of your home, your apartment, your hotel room, your dwelling, wherever it is. Don't drink and drive. If you have to go somewhere, if you absolutely have to, I mean, if you don't have to, just stay where you are, please. That's the safest thing to do for you and everyone else. If you have to go somewhere, call an Uber, call a Lyft, call a friend, call a cab or something, but otherwise just stay where you are. Okay? Just stay where you are. Don't text and drive either, because that's also very, very dangerous. Because I want you to have a great week. But most of all, I want you to have a safe week. So you can join me here again next week, and Bill too, on the Saturday Night Wine Stream, and we can all get together and drink with Rick. Good night.